Welcome back to your daily dose of Dota 2, where some stuff's made up. We've got patches every once in a while, but these games, they absolutely matter. It's down to the line, Trent, and both of these teams are kind of middle of the table, but looking at two very different objectives right now, aren't they?
Oh, that is quite correct. Shout outs to Navi for dropping that last game so that we have some semblance of a schedule on time. Thank you very much. And also the stakes are now in play here. So, HellRaisers solo, Dota 2. This guy, he can make it to the major right now. Win this series. Whole squad, they get to go to the major. Head down to Lima, Peru. Very exciting. Done. Don't have to worry about anything else. Win this series. Darkside, not quite the happiest situation, but win this series, not relegated. Okay? Big plus. Now, if you believe the rumors.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Ramses, of course, according to a little bird, may have gotten an offer from a certain team just sent down to Division 2. So I don't know. Maybe he's like,
checked out
one way or another. Maybe I'm going to Division 2 anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. If that is the case, maybe HellRaisers get a bit of a freebie here and go straight to the major. But if we put that to the side and just say, maybe the little birdie's a little wrong, we could have Darkside, fighting for their lives here to try and stay in Division 1. It's down to the very end. We always talk about it. First games of the season matter, but I feel like quite often we get to the end and it's like, yeah, we've got a couple of little tiebreakers here and there, but this could end up going pretty wild, honestly. Like BetBoom Team Spirit are secured. HellRaisers VP are fighting for that third slot, depending on a couple of different results. VP have played their 7. This is HellRaisers' 7th, so you get 7 series in this tour, one of Div 1. And then Navi one move Darkside, kind of in that relegation zone as well, 1 series away from potentially dropping down to Div 2. Some people have an additional match to play, but it's definitely going to come down to the wire.
Yeah, that's a good point, though, because, if they lose this, they're not out necessarily as HellRaisers. Doesn't mean they don't get to go to the major, but you have to do a tiebreaker versus Virtus Pro, who they did defeat before, so maybe they're like, okay, whatever, we can do it again, but obviously, you would think that you would rather just kind of win that first one and be good to go. So let's go with that plan, I think, first.
And it's going to be fun on the last day as well. We will have BetBoom against Team Spirit as the last series of the tour to find out who really is that top Div 1 team. And then we're going to have Navi against Nemiga, I believe, which is the complete opposite, the bottom 2 current teams in that relegation battle. So it's very, very good seeding or very good scheduling by the TO, I think, to really have the best of the best and the bottom of the barrel fight against each other at the very end.
Nemiga Navi can be the true, you're just coming with me. Like, Nemiga, they're already done, but, the drowning man,
the hand comes up.
Yeah, you got to be careful. You grab that hand, you're committed. They might pull you in with them.
What were they floating on in the Titanic? Was it a wooden door?
Oh, there's no room on the door this time.
There's no room on the door. You're
there's
sinking.
No room in Division 1. Okay, we can only fit 6.
So it's like it's Darkside on the door, right? And the rest of them, please. What's her name? It's just Jack and
Rose.
Rose. I was thinking Ruby. I knew it began with an R, but I couldn't get it out of my mouth. Thank you. It's been. I need to rewatch the Titanic. It's been a long while.
That's funny. I was actually, why every time we're delayed, we just end up with random stories. I was actually singing the Titanic song to myself this morning because my kids were being so horrendous. So they were whining. They just kept whining. I forget what they were whining about. Something completely minuscule. And so I just started singing Titanic at them and walking around till they would use, as we say, their big voices, not their whiny voices.
Which Titanic song?
The one
with Wherever You Are.
In my dreams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just
oh, right. Celine Dion's one of yours, isn't she? Of course,
she is one of us. Yes,
national anthem.
Yeah, she's one of our most popular exports.
Yeah, I mean, she's probably in Vegas or something now, isn't she?
She sure is for years,
selling
decades. Although she's got some issues now, but not bad issues. Well, I mean, health issues, but she's she's our queen.
She is a queen. I mean, we've got a queen in this draft already banned out. As HellRaisers take on Darkside here. Game 1 draft is ready, and Lena is one of those first bans taken away.
You had to confuse the people. We got a queen already banned out. It's Lena. Right?
She's the queen of the patch.
All right, fair. That's true.
She is definitely one of the most important heroes. Nature's Prophet is probably going to be joining her in these first phase bans as we head into the major as well. We've seen, even in the previous series, Offlane Prophet basically become a carry with this Gleipnir Aghanim Scepter build, looking very powerful. And even more focus on these magic damage. Tempo mids, Leshrac gone, and Broodmother, the Bane of a lot of these safe laners' existence taken away as well.
Radiant team.
You know, I was checking out the regional stats for some of the different regions today, and of course that probably to Eastern Europe. And do you know who our most winningest hero is, just by raw win rate? I'll let you know. I mean, he has 24 games, so it's still pretty impressive.
You said this the other day. I want to say, wasn't it Snapfire? It was Snapfire a couple of days ago, wasn't it?
Well, I think for all the regions it was Snapfire, but specifically for our region.
For EE,
first off, Snap is crushing our region, by the way. She's 83%. So,
wow.
You know what? You're kind of right. In terms of anyone who's been picked, like, she's got, what, 10 wins and 2 losses? She is crushing it.
Jeez.
But Clockwork is owning. Clockwork has been just doing great. Yeah, he's what, 14-6. He's got a 70% win rate as well. So the supports have been carrying. Rubik's also carrying pretty hard at 13-13. You know, dead even. Just a
50-50.
But it is Rubik versus Tiny, which I think feels pretty good.
Yeah, I guess I was thinking, because we talked about this Clockwork Snapfire a few days ago, and I guess I've confused the EU stats with the global stats. 'Cause I think Clock was, I don't know, 53% or something. Everyone's picking him, so he gets the stats kind of whittled down a little bit. But yeah, interesting to see Rubik even get picked, because he's so often in that first phase of bans. We very often get Magnus Rubik as a ban from one team, just like, nah, not letting you get your hands on these heroes.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about the good heroes. Unfortunately, one of the worst heroes statistically in our region has been Tiny. No, it's been DP zoning. Don't worry, we're still a good DP region, even though she lost those couple of games. They're that one series. Tiny is currently way down there. He actually only has 8 wins and 15 losses. So, you know, like he's in that 33-34% range right now. And Bat Rider, who you also see banned there, he's 3-11 in Eastern Europe. He's only won 3 games here, and he's lost 11, which I have to say shocked me, because Bat generally has not been coming out early in our region, I wouldn't say. I'd say he's mostly been picked in like that second phase when we do get him, or he's banned in the second phase. So
exactly,
they theoretically should have been fairly good Bat games, and he is just not finding the W's here.
Yeah, I guess they're some of these teams trying to shoehorn the Bat in, because we see a lot of the second phase bans kind of be, you know, Beastmaster, offlane heroes, Broodmothers, DP, they're out of there. Yeah, curious. The Bat's performing so poorly. But I guess also the fact that he feels less flexible now, since there's a lot of mid laners that do well against him. People have kind of figured out the mid lane meta.
That's true. Yeah. And well, we also discussed how across all the regions, 2 heroes not touched were what was it, Clinks and Bristleback, right?
Yeah.
Well, in our region, we actually haven't seen any touches in the draft. Wait, that can't be right. Oh, here we go. Picks and ban. Well, actually, I'll just say picks. We haven't had a Razor pick, or a Puck pick, or a Templar Assassin pick. Like, these are some pretty important heroes in my mind still. I feel like they still show up in the draft and the bans of several other regions. But here, to not have any of those heroes as we near the end of the season really surprises me.
Yeah, it feels like everyone wants to be playing magic damage dealers from the mid lane and just like running around into side lanes. Someone with, you know, either great movement speed like DP has, or Primal Beast has Onslaught. Someone who's able to, you know, maneuver around. I think Ember Spirit's probably one that comes to mind that really fits that niche role. Is that a chat wheel line?
Oh yeah.
He disconnected. Man, this this Div 2 team, I think it's Southeast Asia or wherever, it's getting a lot of love on their chat wheel lines. Eastern Europe.
They are gonna get more from that than their prize pool, I guarantee.
What's the? I posted it earlier. The so tasty and nice. Like that one gets me every time. Oh, so sorry. So good and tasty. So good and tasty.
Yeah, we'll be hearing that one too. Don't worry.
Right. Hey, who's this? There's a Chen. What is he doing here in this draft?
That's the guy coming for the wins. That concerns me. Once the Chen comes out, it's serious business. You know.
That's Seneko saying, "I'm going to carry this game. I'll buy the double Desolator Rapier. Guess the hero. What item?"
Yeah. The trivia on your main menu that confuses you. I think we had a couple drafts. It must have been Darkside where people were doing this in that second phase, right? The ban of we had like Ench and Chen ban. I remember one phase or something too. So not unknown that this was going to happen. I think overall the Ench has been looking like a really strong hero. And then once Ench looks good, Chen shortly comes along after.
I guess he does pretty decently against Beastmaster in that lane. Not only being able to like steal the boar, but also having kind of that additional bit of HP regen to protect you against Fade Bolt and Wild Axes, which is
10
damage that can kind of
seconds
stack up
remaining.
over time and be quite annoying.
Radiant
So if they
team
do get a
pick.
safe laner that's a little weaker, they've got Chen to kind of bolster that. And here's a hero we've been seeing more and
Oh
more
my
often. I
goodness.
think just over the past week, prior
Not
to a
even,
week
I
ago,
think. Yeah.
3 days, 4 days, like
Yeah.
pretty short time
Very
frame.
short. He's back, I guess, huh?
Yeah, I mean, Sumail played it a couple of times. We had Squadix in the previous
10
series playing it
seconds
as well.
remaining.
Same old build, the Spirit Vessel with the E-Blade, Boot to Travel, Force Staff kind of
5
thing.
seconds remaining.
And, previously, 6 months to a year ago, he was like, we can first pick this Kotl, it'll be fine. Now I really like the fact that he got figured out a little bit, got a bit of nerf, and now he's much more of a targeted pick. Specifically in that previous series, it looked very good against heroes that don't buy BKB as their first or second item. If you're against, a Drow or someone who doesn't buy first item BKB, your window of
Yeah.
opportunity is just so much further expanded with your magic damage output.
I'm curious what they're going to do now. Well, I mean, the Tusk looks pretty strong, right? Because generally that was considered a decent counter to Kotl when he was playing mid. I feel like that's kind of where the Tusk mid started in the first place, and then the hero just kind of stuck around after that. But the ability to just like chase down, you can lane well in the mid lane. You can even do snowball dodges when you're getting fancy versus the Illuminate to stay fine. Right. It looked like a great matchup. And of course, you just straight up blow up the Kotl. When he tries to do those little like early game plays where he comes down and just hangs in the backline and throws a bunch of damage, he melts to tag team and ulti. So I don't know. That looks pretty solid to me. I don't see anything that would make me stop from doing that.
Yeah, I guess it depends where their idea of where they're going to put the tiny is. If it's going to be mid tiny, 4 tiny, what that decision is going to be. Because Clockwork is another hero that comes to mind that could be a good way of getting on top of the Kotl, finding Treant with the vision you get, but opting for their position 1. So Ramses making the call that he wants the Faceless Void. And I guess we should also point out that Ramses had been drafting for them up until now, right? Seneco's the one with the crown at this point.
10 seconds
He's taken the reign.
Oh, kind of a weird matchup versus the Kotl. On the one hand, it's good because, yes, if you just, get the Chrono, hopefully he's going to die because he does buy survivability items. He's very fast. Like the Clockwork you mentioned, like maybe the Force Staff comes out on the earlier end like he wants anyway, so it can be pretty irritating to try and lock him down. But then there's like, getting bounced around on the Chrono. How early you're going to get your BKB? Will he eventually get an Aghanim Scepter? Will he get that E-Blade at a good timing since he's the mid? And then you're even more annoyed in your Chrono. Or he can just save his ally and there's nothing you can do about it. So...
And you're against Telekinesis, Overgrowth, and Roar.
Yeah. Yeah, like they're really playing with your BKB timings here.
And we've seen several times when Darkside have picked up this Faceless Void, they haven't had a draft to really supplement the chrono damage. Right now, you're looking at DP as the sole damage dealer into chrono, apart from Void himself. So I'm really looking at more nuke damage just to be piled in there. Even outside of that, right? Their catch and kill potential here is tiny when he gets blink, which we never know when it's going to happen. Don't know what role he's going in right yet. And DP. So is this Darkside kind of just setting up for a 4-man push while Void gets fat for late game? It looks a little bit awkward to play for me.
Yeah, I wonder if you throw the tiny mid and you try and speed him up a little. I mean, it's not necessarily a fun lane because you don't have as many options versus the Kotl, and you can't kill the Kotl until you have blink. But then you could pick another 4. You could still pick a Tusk 4 as well, or you can just do the Tusk mid still because they didn't end up banning it actually. They were more focused on this likely being the mid DP.
Yeah, I mean, in my head, I'm thinking this is Seneko Chen, but it could be a Roger Chen as well, right?
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that's true.
They
and
both
you could do a
play
different mix-up. Yeah,
you could do swap things around. But I feel like the DP, if she's off lane, wants to be laning with the Tiny or the Tusk, which you mentioned.
Yeah.
And then HellRaisers, they need their carry. So Dahak's hero left till the very end. So Naga banned. I'm wondering if they ban out the Visage as well now. His Prophet's gone, Sniper's gone, Naga's gone. Dahak's hero pool has been whittled down to the bare bones right now.
And it looks more like it's not like a Pudge game, I don't think. It looks more like a big dog sort of. Illusion heroes would be great. Yeah, quality. I mean, for lore reasons, they can't be on the same team since they're arch enemies or whatever. The Kotl versus the Chaos Knight. So it's actually that was for lore reasons that Darkside banned it.
Kotal's chasing him across the universes looking for the darkness, isn't he? Or something like that.
I think so. Something like
Yeah.
that.
10 seconds remaining.
Probably can't play his Night Stalker either then.
Hmm.
5 seconds.
How unfortunate.
remaining.
Very sad. I don't know, it's
Radiant
Dahak. Give me a
team
Lycan or
hits.
something, you know? Or
Oh, that's a Dahak.
with
That's
a
the
Medusa with a Kotal. Ooh. Wait, it's a Medusa with a Kotal and a living armor and in a beast aura. That's pretty good.
This is OG Dahak right there.
Yeah.
I feel like this was like what he made his name on, was like
10
Medusa.
seconds remaining.
That was the hero of the patch. He played a lot of Dusa, won a lot of games.
5 seconds
Yeah, and we've
remaining.
already pointed out the lack of damage from Darkside. Medusa really exploits that with Mana Shield. Where are you putting
That is
these heroes?
worrisome.
Yeah, what do you do to deal with Medusa now? Like Nyx Assassin. Give me a Roger Nyx Assassin. Come on. Show me it. Ember
yeah.
Spirit.
Now select
Okay.
your heroes.
Coddle, Ember are, they're good on the same team.
Mhm.
They're not on the same team here.
They're not. They're on opposing teams.
But Ember has been a go-to hero in our region. Ember is like, I'm not sure what he compares to. He kind of feels like Puck of like last year, where everyone just kind of wants the hero. They feel good on it. They're going to send it mid. They feel like they're going to get a comfortable situation every game with it, and everyone likes to just play the hero. He's fun. He's the mid player's Rubik, maybe.
He's the mid player's Juggernaut for me.
Oh,
You know?
whom?
So from last year, it's like end of the draft. We need a hero that does all these things. We pick Jug. We pick Ember. Yeah, he's a jack of all trades. There's a lot of things pretty decently. And there we go. Our draft's all wrapped up, and we can quickly have a little video from EGB before we get into the game proper.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
Now we're back, and Trent has yet again forgotten who Juggernaut is because he doesn't exist anymore. We can think a little bit about which way we're leading in this. HellRaisers here needing this win to secure themselves the major. Darkside, little birdies talking, and the potential for relegation is there. Draft-wise, heading into this, which way?
Coming into the series, I was definitely favoring HellRaisers. I think after this draft, I would also take them as well. I feel like the heroes that are on the side of Darkside aren't necessarily bad heroes. In fact, I see a lot of hero player combinations that I'm very happy and comfortable with, but I also feel like they didn't really pick their heroes based on anything that we saw out of HellRaisers.
Yeah.
I feel like they look like a pub lineup where everyone just kind of picked their heroes and we're like, yeah, okay, this is all right. And it's quietly to yourself, you're just like, God, the draft is so much better. It's okay. We just got to play good. Just got to play well. Okay, I'll be fine.
Yeah, just win our lanes. Just win your lanes and everything will be good. Yeah, the Ramses Void pick, we've pointed out several times through Tour 1. It has felt a little bit out of place. And I'm definitely curious to see if he buys Hand of Midas this game because
same. I was just saying. I was checking his quick buy.
Same.
Not there yet.
First hero I click is Ramses. Has he queued up the Hand of Midas? Not yet.
We are in the game indeed here, as
30
everyone's just
seconds
running around
to
trying to
go.
figure out where we want to place our wards. See if they can decipher where the enemy wards are. A sentry placed down now by Antares there in that bottom jungle. As you see Rebel stalking around mid trying to scout for wards.
Interesting. So what's that? He's blocked a medium camp from the Chen.
Yeah, they blocked out a couple of camps.
And another one, right? The Observer Ward blocks the second one. That's pretty cool, yeah. We used to see people. I mean, when Chen was what? Height of popularity,
begins.
Arlington Major, pre-TI?
Yep.
Yeah. We used to see this Dar Observer Ward a lot, which would get preemptively sentried, but looks like Seneko hasn't brought any yet. He's going to have some worries gathering creeps.
There was a ping there, so I think he knows. And
Okay.
yeah, it's coming. Yeah, sentry's on the way.
Nice. That's good. 3 bounty runes for HellRaisers, though, so pretty good start for them. And it looks like Solo and Roger battling in the jungle. Solo going to have to de-ward one of his own camps, but he misses out on it. He placed the sentry too far to the right.
I think that observer that they placed early also spotted that obs from the dire as well. That's why Seneko knew exactly where it was. That's pretty clever.
He missed both.
Covering.
There's two Radiant sentries, and the one dire sentry misses both of them. Barely. Unlucky. Yeah, Dahak
That's
taking
a-
quite a bit of damage early on.
That's a great idea, though, because, I mean, that's what Keeper Light loves to do. That's how the hero wins the lane and wins the early game, is just by constantly stacking and farming and blasting through camps, because it costs them no resources. It's very easy to do. So that's a big bonus right now for Darkside.
Yeah, it just pushes out the wave, goes back to stack. Ember Spirit, not the best hero at dealing with that. He kind of slow pushes wave and harasses his opponent at the same time. Going to be much more focused on getting his levels, guarding runes, maybe being a bit more active around 6-7 minutes.
Yeah, he wants to show up when you're trying to like farm the double stack with the help of like a tiny or something.
Yeah.
But oftentimes, you know, the levels are there from the coddle. It can be a bit dangerous. So if you're slowing down the coddle in that way, then that can actually have a big snowball effect when they come to contest the stacks. Then maybe the coddle's not as powerful, and you're able to weaken them even further. So very important that they figure that out.
Yeah, as quickly as possible. And Seneko reclaims his small camp, already using a wilding down bottom, just tornado and harass Antares' Rubik. Seneko having a great time. This tornado is incredibly annoying, while Solo close to death up top. The DP hits, but the Leech Seed keeping him healthy until Roger with a final punch will take first blood.
That was all attempting to secure a deny and a range creep, is what left in the dirt there. So. I mean, that's classic. You know, you're just trying to play uptight. It's a bit of a difficult matchup, I would say, for the tree this game. Versus the DP and versus the tiny, there's some annoying thing. Obviously, you need to like walk up and punch, and so there's always the possibility to get tossed over to the DP and Spirit Siphon. So definitely becomes more of a concern, obviously, at levels like 2 and 3 points into the Spirit Siphon.
Oh, poor Cottle. My large camp is blocked. Oh, the Dire Sentry. My medium camp is blocked. What's
Sounds like
happening?
a book that I read to my kids. The small camp was blocked. The medium camp was blocked.
Antares does die to Ramses down bottom. Miero couldn't get the courier snipe, but yeah, just Seneko with these tornadoes being a pest. And Ramses getting that little bit of gold, heading straight into treads. No Hand of Midas, so it looks like he will be more active in this game at least.
I love how persistent the tornado spell is. He got hit 63 times by tornado for 126 damage, guys.
Are you serious?
Some quick math there. Yeah, that's how often it hits. 63 times for 2 damage apiece.
Oh, man. Interesting. Wait, so how many times
There's
a
a lot of
second does it hit?
instances.
Now my ability draft brain is kicked in. What do we do with Sticky Napalm? With, you know, Doom Devour? Get the tornado? Oh, you can't do it. Doesn't work.
Can't be done.
Can't be done. That'd be pretty broken. But yeah, looking decent for Darkside early on, though. Ember Spirit 22 and 8. Void free farming bottom. Looks like Medusa's the one having a few struggles on the side of HellRaisers, but that's to be expected. You know, like you said, the Treant's not having a great time just against DP. It's going to be much more about focusing on the jungle. While Roger kills himself off to a tower. Missed out on a courier kill, but won't be handing over too much gold or experience to his opponents. Reset back to full he goes. Have an attempt on Miero bottom. Yeah, time dilation, but no batches from Ramses. So no kill.
You can just see Ramses, you know, discussing to his team. Guys, but think about it. You know, Penitence plus Hand of Midas. It's even more attack speed. it's even more bashes.
Oh, he's queued it. He's queued it.
Oh, it's time. It's go time.
Yeah.
It's like he has the treads there for a second, you know?
Yes.
Like the treads are there and he has the glove and he waits till his teammates aren't looking and then he shifts it.
I feel like he's also, like, I'm sure some players do this to bait casters as well. Like, I'm pretty sure there's people like Ramses and K1 and whoever, you know, queuing up these funny little items. And trying to bait us and trick us. Dahak, no regen left in that top lane, bar a tango from Solo. Lost all of his mana to the Spirit Siphon and the Avalanche from this aggressive Darkside lane top. And it looks like, yeah, Kiyotaka just jungling at this point. Sentries are still there blocking both of his camps, though.
So inefficient. It's painful. I mean, to have an Ember above a net worth right now is pretty ridiculous. 14 denies as well, just chilling in the middle.
And Dahak
dodge it.
Avalanche toss. And he's pretty tanky with the strength treads. Spirit Siphon not enough to kill him. And he's turning around to try and hit into the tiny, but that's his life forfeit now. And DK Flow gets 2 points in the Crypt Swarm. More than enough to take him out. And Ember Spirit gets a solo kill mid on the Gottel. Just dives in behind tier 1, hit level 6. And goes for the Remnants.
even without his Orb of Corrosion, as it just died to the tower, I believe, while he was trying to go for that.
Unlock.
Yeah, that's all right, though. Worth. Still got the kill on the enemy mid. He'll take it.
A bit of a disaster for Kiyotaka in this mid lane. You're not getting what you expect from a Kotl. I don't know if they can kill Rebel here either. They'll try with a Fade Bolt to illuminate, but he had the Fairy Fire. Just enough to stay alive. And Antares thinking with his DD rune he could get another hit in there, but just a little too far away.
Yeah, that was needed. He's dead without that Fairy Fire, so nice stuff there from Rebel. And Solo comes down to party with Roger. They meet in the river. But yeah, as you're saying, Kiyotaka being this slowed down on a mid, always a downside for your team. You know, they generally are the tempo setters, but a Coddle even more important as he's supposed to thrive off this gold. He will find a face deployed courier.
Oh, the Midas recipe!
Oh, it hurts. How about a second courier? That one's still flying right by. Okay,
Fancy
cool.
recipe!
Radiant's courier.
Gonna start a cookbook with all these courier kills.
Yeah, feels good. That's definitely going to lift his morale for sure. And I guess later on down the line, he's going to be pretty decent against this DP Chen, who do want a hardcore push. So you can kind of plant the tree and or Kotl to defend towers. As it looks like Medusa still suffering in his top lane. Chased out by Roger and DK Fogus. Out of mana. Living Armor's on her, but tossed back into even more Spirit Siphons and Swarms. Dahak trying to kill off a courier in his dying act, but Rebel's there to secure the death of him.
I think they're in big trouble right now on HellRaisers. I gotta say, I feel like Darkside have a massive advantage right now. The goal doesn't look like a whole lot, but based on how their heroes need to play this game, like if Coddle's not pressuring and pushing and putting Darkside off balance, where's the space for Medusa to farm? And Beastmaster isn't finding that pressure. That tower's at 100% HP right now. Like, I need this Coddle to be level 8 and rotating down bottom right now. And he's not ready to do that. And I think that's a massive problem.
Yeah, because it feels like Medusa at this point, and she's level 5, kind of wants to be in the jungle taking stacks. But the northern jungle belongs to Kotl. The Ancient's jungle belongs to Beastmaster because he has level 3 wild axes, as we expect, to take down stacks he's made himself. As, very crowded.
XP.
Oh, does he? Yeah, the Chens come in, takes a Hellbear, steals some experience. Not happy times for Miero. It's a very congested jungle, though, as they do come in with the Ember and Time. Avalanche chains, control the Beastmaster up. He did finish off his helm, and they've scouted the Ancient stacks there. Don't think they can take it right now, but something to keep their eyes on in the future.
Exorcism up top onto Solo, dropping it for the potential tower. Ooh, can't get it. Not even close.
Illuminate heal. Pretty tasty.
All right, just TP down bottom and go for the Ancients instead.
Oh, the EXO? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Getting the tower going to be pretty difficult versus the Coddle, so DK Vogos is brushed off towards the neutrals instead.
So that's the thing, right? They are behind, but they've got these... Oh, toss back mid. Dahak sent flying into the arms of Rebel. Antares is here, though, to close off Roger and try and catch up to the Tiny. He does have telekinesis, but looks like the Tiny is fast enough with the Tranquil Boots just to slip away. And HellRaisers, they've got some pretty good tools at defending objectives, as Antares doesn't want to get too close to the Ember Spirit, but he'll be wanting to sit back and Fade Bolt, sit back and Illuminate, sit back in Nature's Grasp. You know, hope they don't die under towers, but they've got some heroes that can make space for the other ones.
I can feel the squeeze coming.
Dire are scanning.
Yeah, the map's getting pretty tight. Wait, was that a poker squeeze or just a regular general squeeze?
Just a regular squeeze, but the Ancients, you know, that's also a bit of a squeeze. It's like a can of sardines at the Ancients right now for HellRaisers. There's a massive stack there for this Medusa, so yeah, maybe that'll be the comeback, as you said. Roger in behind though in the mid.
Oh, Kotl thrown into some Wild Wing Rippers, and Rebel there dominating streak for Ember. A 4-0. They've got Living Armor on the mid tier 1, but a catapult wave coming in and 3 heroes here. Should be able to whittle it down.
See what happens to these Ancients.
Like,
I feel like it's just never gonna get farmed. That's my theory. Like, it's like too big.
Beastmaster kind of has to go and help Medusa do it. I don't think she can do it alone. Might have to send 3 heroes there. They're bringing heroes into mid to defend the tower. Miero roars up Roger. Get the Hellbear clap, but it's stolen back. The toss up won't mean a whole lot. So lane defended. Tower still standing. Living Armor's on it.
Okay. I'm stacking it again. And Terrace, please.
Enough.
Oh my god.
Right, Beastmaster, this is going to be your
Guys, we gotta deal with this.
Helm of the Overlord incoming soon. I mean, what? That's like 1,500 gold or something there, is it? It's a lot of money.
No mana though. Oh, this guy, we get Cottle. There we go.
Mangoes, Cottle, Clarity, yeah.
Oh, this is so necessary. I mean, I'm very happy for them that they're getting away with this. If all they sacrifice is solo, this is fine. Probably gonna lose this tier 1 tower up top though. But I don't think you're in any shape to defend it anyway, so putting all this gold in your Beastmaster is nice. Unfortunately, Coddle is still in desperate need, and Medusa will eventually need to be farming like this.
Yeah, I guess it's like Beastmaster's the one to unlock the bottom tier 1 to create a bit of space on the map.
The full HP one? That one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
1,800 health,
Dire's top
not a
tower
single point
is
of damage
falling.
taken. But you were right, solo dies top, tower taken. And the DP with the Exo still running actually shifts into mid. There's only 500 health left on it. HellRaisers got a bit of work to do to defend this mid lane. And some good spells being stolen. Level 4 Crypt Swarm, incredibly irritating. But Antares being turned on a little bit by the Chen and Ember. Until Darkside decide that enough's enough for now. They've brought numbers in mid. There's 5 heroes of HellRaisers defending. So Darkside can spread the map a little bit wider.
Yeah, I mean, they straight up just lost 3 lanes is what happened, right? Like, they lost. They did not pressure bottom at all as Beastmaster. Giant thumbs down. Boo. Mid lane, Ember won pretty handedly thanks to the camp blocks. Again, huge plays from the side of Darkside to get rid of that. And then top lane as well, the early force out from the Medusa, and she once again doesn't have stacks to farm. Didn't have a full and complete jungle when she first left the lane, so I'm a little surprised it's even this close at this point, to be honest.
Yeah, and coming back to the Hand of Midas on Ramses, we were worried about it because he's gone for it in games where he's been like even or behind in the laning stage. But like you say, he was under no pressure, so it's pretty fast Midas, very quick into the treads, and he's going to have like a 14-minute Maelstrom Midas treads, which is going to be huge for Ramses.
Look at Rebel. He's just farming their neutrals.
Yeah, and zips away. Good animational cancel on the overgrowth from Solo, though. Made sure he didn't waste it.
Do they kill Ramses here?
Dire's middle tower.
Oh, I
With
don't
the
think so.
roar?
He's,
Radiant
Roar
Roar
with
with
Hand of
Crypt
God.
Swarm. It's a lot of damage. Yeah, it depends on the Hand of God for sure.
safety chrono, TP from Roger.
All right, this looks good. Big overgrowth.
Solo. Humbled Toy, overgrowth, damage in onto Void, but gets off the chrono. Trapping Rubik in the big blue bubble, and Ramsey's going to try and get away from the Illuminate and additional bits of damage. Rebel will secure 1 and potentially 2 kills. A double for the Ember Spirit, and HellRaisers another fight lost, as that tier 1 tower took a grand total of 179 damage.
Great silence as well coming out there from DK Fogos, targeting onto the Rubik, as he was one of the most likely to grab the kill on the Ramses, and Crypt Storm was just about to come back up too and get him silenced, so made sure Ramses was able to escape. He immediately TPs to the mid lane, even though he's at low HP, to farm that up, because hey, it's only a Medusa, she's not going to pressure me. Although she is sitting there with an Invis Rune, it tries to get cheeky, but he does that.
And they're going to
push bottom.
Yeah, going to catch bottom. Kill Rubik, kill tower. Everything seems like a very systematic playbook here from Darkside. Even 3 heroes going through the Ancients area towards mid, where there's a tier 1 around 500 health. They could probably go and claim. Oh, a little Ancient stack. Steal that as well. So now it's down to HellRaisers to make the most of the rest of the map, knowing that Darkside are kind of playing this full protect 1. A lot of them will be grouped up together. You need to play that wide open map as best you can. Kotl with travels, pretty good at that. But Medusa, always a very static hero, wants to be picking her points of farm very carefully in this game in particular.
I feel like she needs like Manta and Scotty to fight.
Dire's middle tower
And
is under
that's
a ways away.
And,
Yeah, it's an Daedalus and Refresher, BKB, Lincolns, you know, just general basic items here.
6 of them. In
Yeah.
fact, I think you'll find you need 6 of them. Well, good response from Darkside, though, making sure that they do collect all of the waves that have been pushed into their towers, and not allowing Darkside to cross, not allowing HellRaisers, sorry, to cross the river. They're even pinging Miero down bottom. Looked like Ramses wanted to give it a try with his Maelstrom, but yeah, it's an Echo. Making a call as the captain that objectives are more important. Get some high ground vision around the ancients. Secure some runes. Gather up for that mid-tier 1.
Rally the troops. Send them in.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
More gold for Medusa.
Radiant
Oh, you didn't see the
structures
skellies?
are fortified.
Just walked
I
past.
guess they just don't care.
Invisible skeletons in the trees.
No time.
But yeah, we haven't really talked about this Medusa because she's not really been a hero of late. It was always very much a timing hero when she was popular, right? 20, 25 minutes, comes out of the jungle, and then basically wins the game in a 10-minute time frame. Do you see that happening in this game? Like, at the end of the draft, we were worried about the damage output from Darkside. Is this something Dahak can still play around?
I mean, he's not super far behind now. He is a Dusa, but it is a Midas Maelstrom Void, so he's gonna be farming pretty fast. I don't know. It's definitely not gonna be an easy Medusa game. It's not gonna be one of those like feel-good Medusa games. I feel like right now we're looking at a big mistake necessary here for Darkside. Santera is gonna get caught up top.
Yeah.
No chance of survival there. Lots of disable.
Absolutely zip. And Glyph is forced mid as well. Shen and DP shoving back onto Dahak.
Specialist array for Dahak. Is that playable?
Oh, nice. That's not too bad. Needs to make sure that everyone's with him in this mid lane if they want to defend. Can't just leave Dahak here alone. Ancient Black Dragon front lining. And Darkside a little tentative about this. They don't have their faceless void. He's holding Chrono.
They want to commit so bad though because the tower's really low in your versus tree. Like I would definitely want to keep fighting this. I'm surprised they're willing to back away. I feel like I would just be grabbing creeps and immediately going right back.
Radiant are scanning.
But yeah, I can absolutely see a world in which when this Skadi arrives on Medusa and you've got this Illuminate heal, living armor, inner beast, we've seen the utilization of the Thunderhide, right? The Frenzy be very strong in these team fights. When they hit their timing as HellRaisers, this game could just turn on its head and very quickly end. It could have one of those surprising moves.
Yeah, it could be like one bad Chrono, for example. Is a very classic Faceless Void issue.
Roger getting picked off bottom. A little bit of money to line the pockets of HellRaisers. They're even going to spend the overgrowth to get it. Make sure he's dead. But he bought his place, right? He spent all his money.
He did, yes. So that was pretty solid.
Nice.
I believe as well they could Roach right now. Right? They have Exorcism. So, no overgrowth. It wouldn't be that crazy to maybe consider that in the coming moments here. Because I don't think HellRaisers are ready to fight yet. And you might be able to beat that timing a little bit as Darkside.
I mean, those odds reflecting how the game feels right now, 4.5 to 1.15. It definitely seems like Darkside have the upper hand. It's going to come down to Chrono utilization, who gets fights around Roshan. An Aegis Medusa could very quickly become a big problem for Darkside. Swing into that top jungle. They don't really de-ward the area. There's a couple of Radiant Observer wards still around. They poke their heads up the high ground, move into mid to kill Antares, and straight back onto the tier 1. Rubik disappears.
He just vanished right there.
Is under attack.
And of course, we have to watch out with the Chen Shard as well, that the Dragon will just get grabbed in these fights. Or the Thunderhide eventually goes for that too.
Oh, right, yeah. That's a good point.
Taking those Ancients.
Oh, the silence on the Medusa illusions. So they quickly try to shift from mid up to top, just closing this map in around HellRaisers, making sure that Dahak couldn't go from top lane into that jungle. And keeping tabs on them. Again, these very good observer wards finally being cleared out by HR. At this point, I think HellRaisers wish they had a Nature's Prophet or an Ember Spirit or something. You look at that bottom lane, and you just see the opportunity to push it into tier 2 and try and rejoin a fight somewhere else on the map with a Travel or a TP. I guess that's Kotl's job, but he's also very fragile.
Yeah. I mean, it's Kotl's job. It's also, they have a Beastmaster too, Like, they're not fully helpless in that situation. Perhaps it is the worry about losing the dragon or something. I'm not sure why he's that hesitant about it. Also, maybe just wants it in the fights with him. Although it's pretty hard to utilize that damage fully in engagements compared to how easy it is to split push and how much effect it can have. But
Yeah.
they have seen their moment now. It is, again, very unlikely the HellRaisers can contest this.
Very challenging into Chrono and Exo. Rubik, Steel Sleight of Fist. An irritating tool, going to be able to scout people out in and around the pit. And it looks like HellRaisers, they're moving forward with a Stone Gaze. They want to contest this, but Ramses already has the Aegis. Dark fighting inside the pit, and the Dragon, a lot of damage put forward on them, but the Chrono catches Zeus to Rubik. They're going to try and break them apart. Anta's down. Dark about to follow him. Even with the Illuminate there, it is just too much damage. Darkside showing they've got the tools it takes. Land a good Chrono, get 4 heroes killed, don't lose a single person. And Kiyotaka, the only one left, has to TP top, lick his wounds, and try and keep these waves away from his base.
Dire's top tower.
Yeah, I guess in HellRaiser's eyes that this game is just donezo if they can't contest and at least do something. Maybe they're hoping they can like burn the Chrono and then get a couple kills as well, and then maybe they can't pressure as hard with the Aegis for a little bit. But in the end, they don't trade anything for that Chrono except their deaths. And the Aegis remains. He's gonna happily farm into that Mjolnir. What do you think about the Manta, by the way? I was going to ask you when he picked it up.
On the Void?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good against like Overgrowth, Solar Bind.
Coddle, too. Yeah. It's a nice choice. I feel like I often want Voids to go Manta, and they usually don't. So I guess he's just not as worried about having to go BKB quite yet. You know, it's probably partially because of the tree and the Beastmaster. Yeah. It's just too annoying to have to try and rely on the BKB over and over.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's a good shift there for him. I want to know what he goes next, though.
After Mjolnir, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be fine with the BKB, I think, at that point. Just so you can commit and get the kills. Yeah. Because, like, then when you're BKB'd at least, as long as you don't get roared, you can just, like, keep swinging and keep fighting with the Manta and try and take down either Kiyotaka or whoever you have chronoed.
I mean, DP's going Lotus, so I also wouldn't mind like a Linken's on Ramses.
Yeah.
And you got Lotus and Linken's, especially when it's going to be, what, DP Void, the ones breaking high ground. You do need a little more layers of protection to help them. Oh, the scan and the Illuminate gives away the Kotal's position. Ember Spirit right on top of Kiyotaka, and they toss Ramses on him as well. Now with a mega kill streak, 5-0-3, untouched Faceless Void, looking very good here, Darkside, for game 1. Roger's even lurking even deeper. Look at where he's pinging.
Guys, I'm going to blink up there. You guys want to push high ground? Because if so, I want to blink now.
Oh, it's like, Solo, where are you? And Solo pings him. Like, I'm not going up there.
I think they had vision. Yeah, because it is daytime. I think he saw him back there, so they pinged that there's a ward. So they're probably going to miss a sentry on that high ground as well, thinking that Roger had placed an obs.
Solo. He tumbled, and he's got a Force Staff, but he's TPing in the trees, and Roger couldn't quite catch a glimpse of him. A TP out from Dahak as well from the bottom lane. Yeah, Dire scanning on top of Roger, so they knew something was coming. And Medusa is very close to Skadi now. Just 130 gold off it. Starting to get pretty big. But I don't know. It's the difficulty of picking your fight. Who do we go on? Where do we go on them?
The big DP talent as well. The 30 additional damage heal. 15 kind of scary.
Outputs a lot. And Darkside just sitting in the enemy Ancients, dragging waves into Ramses. So cutting mid and bottom, try and trend these Radiant Waves towards the Dire base. And it looks like with a minute of Aegis left, the Faceless Void not too bothered about just showing his face there. And what are they going to do? Roar him?
What are you going to do? Yeah. Granite Golem as well, just picked up here from Sineko, so feels great when you're pushing high ground to stack up with that.
So he can have 2 Ancients now, right? He has level 2 Hand of God?
Yep, should be able to.
Let's see what the Beastmaster brings him.
Oh, damage done. Thank you for that. I love that. I've always wanted this in the game.
Oh, cool.
As a stat. Thank you. Not
Ember
surprised at Ember
Spirit.
Spirit. All the sliding around in the fights, it really adds up, especially from the laning stage. And then Coddle as well. It's funny because like you see him being second, you're like, oh, they must be like winning some fights, but it's also just like passive damage while they're pushing and stuff.
That's total damage done to everything, or is that just hero damage?
I believe that's just hero damage.
Okay.
Radiant's middle
That's
tower
still quite a
is
lot.
under attack.
And here comes the high ground shove. Chen creeps up at the front. Exo Ghost going, and Roger. Well, maybe a step too far forward. Telekinesis in on him. He's Lotus Orbed and half HP. They can't finish off the Tiny. Solo wanted to overgrowth, but a nice backup there from Darkside, making sure nobody gets caught. No one's left behind. And the tier 3 close to death. And this is where Ramses does start to come in. Walks up the staircase. Dark trying to push them back. Helped out by the blinding light. Dragon and Golem charging forward, and the Ember Spirit zipping around. Telekinesis there again, but Ramses, he's sent backwards.
Tower.
Still alive.
And no
Barely.
creeps. Yeah, creeps aren't close enough. The backdoor kicks in momentarily. A little bit of reprieve here.
Until Ramses picks up the DD rune.
Solo, please spam that living armor. Please. All right, back on. Keep that
Give it
tower
the help.
going.
You need so much help. Looks like there's a conversation between Rebel and Ram. Yeah, okay, there we go. Ember Spirit drops the bottle next to the rune. Looked like the Ember wanted it, but Ramses has made the call that it belongs to him. And even now, without the Aegis, just having a 12k lead and feeling so comfortable coming out of that laning stage, it feels like Darkside got a pretty easy avenue to victory here. And the odds, yeah,
Almost,
okay, the odds
almost
reflecting
9
it.
times easier, I would say, to win. If I had to just
Radiant's
pull a
top
number
tower
out,
is under attack.
probably something like that.
Dire are scanning. Radiant are
A
scanning.
random number out of nowhere.
Yep.
And what's Void got on Courier? Oh, he's closing in on Skadi. That's not too bad.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I guess it's one of those
Radiant's
hybrid
top
items,
tower
tanks
has
you up,
fallen.
gives you all the stats, a bit of damage,
Yeah.
a bit annoying for the Medusa to deal with.
To try and survive, too. If you're disabled,
Radiant's
because
top
you
tower
you've
is
already
under
burnt
attack.
through your manta or something.
Tier 3 items. Cloak of Flames, Blast Rig, gonna be pretty handy here. And HellRaisers, yeah, just filling up that bottom tier 3. They didn't kill it, and it's already regained 500 health from the living armor.
Look at this Rubik under a ward here. He's sitting under his own hawk, though, that he's stolen.
He thinks he's safe.
Oh,
doesn't he?
that's his hawk. What am I talking about? I don't know why I'm saying that. They have Beastmaster on their own team. XD.
On their own team.
Anyway, he is sitting on a Radiant Observer.
First game of the day.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
Even if it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it still counts.
The thing is,
fine.
I'm so trusting. I was just like, yes, Trent, correct.
Yes, smart analyst, man. It was a test.
I failed.
Can we just
So
double the
there you
damage of
go.
the Ancient Ice Shaman while we're at it, by the way?
Hey, yeah,
Like,
he
I-
feels sad,
Come on.
doesn't he?
Like, look, it's on this tree. He's not even taking damage. It's like nothing. Double it. That would be hype. What was that? By the time he finished regen, he took like 200 damage. And that Shaman works hard all day. Plus, it'd be funner to fight.
And he was so annoying in Ang's Lab. You know, he just one-hit you with his big staff.
I know. Yeah, just give us that.
The one-hit displacement spell. Just whack you around. I'm kind of impressed, honestly, looking at Seneko. He hasn't died yet this game. 0-0-11. What a spectacular time. I guess there's only 3 kills on HellRaisers, so that makes sense. Roger has all of the deaths, collecting them up.
It's a good position 4 player right there. All right, well, HellRaisers, you're holding. I'll give you that. I will say, I'm surprised the lead isn't ballooning a little bit more right now for Darkside. That is good. Roche timer is done. Roche is up. And both teams are in the know. Hawk already in the Roche pit. Satyr Banisher in there.
Bottom tower is under
Now, the last time the Dire attempted to contest did not go very well, and you are not going to get here in time.
Oh my god.
Radiant structures
Look at how
are
quickly it dies. So speedy. So many auras. He took on a face of void. He's got 10 buffs on him. Gets the shard, gets the Aegis.
tower is under attack.
Now got that reverse time warp. Another irritating tool that HR will have to contend with.
On a Saya Conj, yeah. I love the Saya Conj. Also picked up here for Rebel.
I wonder,
Shaka Khan.
so in Malay, Saya means I. So I'm now wondering if Kanj has a meaning. You just said I am Kanj.
I got it covered, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah, you're speaking a different
Radiant's
language.
bottom tower is under attack.
Mm,
All right.
Glyph. Are they going to defend it? Interesting using a glyph there on the tier 2.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Oh, they're running bottom. Roger, his 4th death incoming. He's trying to push out a cheeky additional wave, but 5 heroes from HR are there to meet him.
He is pretty important, and he makes the fight very hard for Dog. So if they wanted to smoke out now, that could be something if you're bent on fighting into a chrono. It's not a bad person to grab. Yeah, I don't feel like getting my Medusa tossed to the back line right now.
Yeah, it's just now Medusa's going to get halberd disarmed by the DP.
Well, that's not great.
No. There's another 4th staff on Seneko. Another one on Tiny. Yeah, it feels like the itemization here from Darkside is spot on. So many tools to get people away from roars and telekinesis plays.
So if he blink scythes Ramses, do they have the damage to kill him?
I don't
tough kill.
know.
Dire's top tower is under
I kind of feel like it depends what Rubik steals.
I know.
Like
Yeah, his steals have been tough this game.
Yeah, like if he can still toss or Crypt Swarm. But apart from that, there's not a great array of spells for him.
Well, it's time to find out
Radiant's
because they're
top
pushing
tower
high
is
ground.
under attack.
And there's no Tree alive. Doesn't have buyback either, so 10 seconds of freedom for Darkside. Easy tier 3. Exo going for DK Fogus as well. And Ember Spirit gets the catch on the Beastmaster. They signed up the Void. He's got Aegis though, so doesn't really mind this too much. And the disarm on Dusa while the back end Chrono catches the Beastmaster. They'll slow and do a bit of damage to Ramses, killing him off in fact. And a stolen Chrono catches Ember Spirit on the very edge as well as the DP. Ramses back in to battle the Hug, but the overgrowth is there. Manages to get out of the route, but now he's
Miro's coming with Roar.
Chain disabled. Where's the Roar? Can he catch the Void? No, not quite. Rebel's in deep as well. Jumping with his remnants onto the Rubik. Tier 4. Oh, they're there, but he doesn't care. With his BKB, he gets a triple kill. All on his lonesome. This Ember Spirit ripping apart HellRaisers while the Faceless Void. Oh god, he's about to die. The toss back play, not enough. Ramses down. Dahaka and the boys hold for now. One melee rack's gone as the chase is on. The slow from the Skadi catching onto Roger. They need to kill this Tiny. Another hex from the Kotl. And they'll keep tabs on him. Can't blink away just yet. Keeps getting cancelled. And the finishing blow from Miero. Okay.
That could have been very bad.
For who? For both teams?
I think that actually could have been really bad for Darkside. Like, in the end, obviously they got the one of the racks at least, and they push in. They go for these deeper kills, but they almost lost Rebel as well. He was so close to getting roared into those tier 4s, and I feel like they would have had the damage there at that point. They're showing the damage. It is all Medusa, to be clear, and also Ramses got caught in the Stone Gaze when he was so close
Radiant's bottom tower
to
is
killing
under
Miero,
attack.
which made that fight very difficult at that point because then the Beastmaster escapes, but then unfortunately wasn't able to get off his roar in the subsequent
Radiant's
events
bottom
after the
tower has
Chronosphere, or
fallen.
that could have been doubly bad. So Dahak, almost level 20. So, you know, if you get caught by the Stone Gaze again, maybe we'll add 2 seconds to it, or we're just going to chuck around some snakes. I don't even know what Medusa's do anymore.
Yeah, so in that last fight, there was a total of 24,000 damage.
Radiant's bottom
You know,
tower
both
is
teams
under
together.
attack.
Medusa did 1/3 of that. She's 1/3 of the damage in the entire game right now. Standing tall, standing strong, and going for a Shadow Blade next.
Oh, nice, nice. My research shows me that approximately 90% of Medusas take the left talent, the Stone Gaze duration. Makes sense. I feel like Mystic Snake Bounce is not really the speed needed anymore.
There it is. I think it used to be pretty good, the Mystic Snake talents, when the Shard was better.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 12-second cooldown really sucks on that now.
I do like the eggs, though. The eggs has always been a lot of fun.
Dire are
Yeah,
scanning.
it's pretty cool. And it'd be would be pretty good in this game. It's just like, when do you buy it on Medusa? You want Daedalus, you want Rapier, you want Butterfly Skadi, everything.
You roll for Roche. You just hope.
Yeah, pretty
Radiant's
much.
bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, because against Ember and Void, these elusive heroes, turning them to stone for a couple of seconds feels very good. And what's that done to our net worth lead? Not much. Dropped a little bit.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But it's put yeah, it's put the map in a state where Darkside do have to clear out the bottom lane a bit. Not a bad spot for HellRaisers to be in, playing from the mid lane towards Roshan. Another 2 minutes to wait, though, of course.
Coddle just got Aether as well. Just pretty big.
He's not a bad late game hero, this guy, is he?
No, and then the level 20 talent as well. Could try to like keep the uptime going on the Spirit form. Very necessary in these engagements, and also just for like the general split push, it makes life a lot easier.
I mean, what does he have? He's like a 1,500 range hex or something?
Yeah, something like that, plus a blink. So
Plus a...
and he still has Fairy Trinket as well.
Let's call it a 3k range hex. No big deal. Oh, medallion. Oh. Finally, in a game that I cast, I see a medallion.
Yeah, you know, helping out.
Solo's
Still
like,
a
what
good
item
item.
can I buy?
Radiant's top tower is
Yeah.
Something small. Lots
How
of
am I
little bits.
helpful? I can't get a blink. I die too much.
Because Rubik's already going for the Greaves, yeah. And Solo is going for something here and now.
Oh, Kyotaga, Roger.
He gets the hex off, but in comes Ember Spirit. Remnant, slight chains coming, catches the Kotl.
You can't
And
escape from the eggs.
The backup was coming, but looks like Kiyotaka's dead with no response. Solo TPing out, and Miura's Beastmaster just sprinting away.
They must have a gem on the Radiant, don't they? Not yet. They should really buy a gem. Did they lose it?
There was
Oh
one.
no, they
earlier,
have
right?
a gem. Never mind. I found it. It was on Ember. I'm a
Okay.
fool.
And then Beastmaster has the dire one. Yeah, Medusa Illusion shoved out mid. They need these Chen creeps just to deal with the lanes. But it looks like Suneiko's going to TP them for a shove up top.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Now it's the question of how do you stop this without your Kotl? 30
How do you
seconds.
kill Ember?
Yeah. How do you kill Ember and Void?
Yeah.
Looks like Medusa is still an irritating force standing on top of the staircase. I don't want to go and commit onto her. What about a 4-hero Mystic Snake as well? Replenish all the mana. And DK Focus
kinda
back up there with
surprised
the
they're
toss
not
back.
just- yeah, doing that.
Roger chucks her in, but Dahak has a BKB. Spends it and the Stone Gaze to kill the Tiny. Hand of God came a little late there. And now the Kotl's respawned, so that's quelled the push. And there's no Exo, right? So Roshan spawning in about a minute. Could be a chance for HellRaisers.
I thought, like, you do that play, you toss her out, and then you have Force Staff on Tiny and Chen, but I guess they just weren't quite tight enough for that to work, because then theoretically, you would think you would get him out if you just double Force Staff. But they weren't able to get a second Force Staff. His own Force Staff was a little bit shy of clearing the lip of the base, and he just dies. How many sights are we getting this game? Because now Beastmaster wants one. I saw DP had one queued up.
Oh boy. Where is that?
Oh, there's one queued up on the Ember, too. I have been noticing an increase in sights across the games, but all right. I don't know if we need 4 here, guys. Relax.
It's time to catch people. That's the only way we can kill them.
Ooh, the
It's
smoke.
been a great kind of late game item. 40 minutes
Is that
plus.
toss?
Oh, he got the slight off before the roar could happen.
That hurts.
Catching the Ember Spirit mid, or attempting to, and now Roger's in on the Ruby. Skadi's slow from the Medusa, defending Antares, but Ramses, the 3-man chrono. He's sized up though. They can't output enough damage until the Ember returns, and now he'll remnant forward, looking for Solo's Dream. Forced to solo Overgrowth, but the BKB's there for Rebel, and Dahak's on the run. Medusa has been isolated from the rest of her team. There's 2 up on the high ground with a 4th down from Kotl. They will extricate Dahak from that rough spot. And what is it now? A 4v3, but without Exo and without BKBs, it feels like Darkside have got to give up on any ideas of a push and continue farming until the potential for Roche arises.
I think you just run at it. But they're deciding not to. Well, at least
Dire's
Ramses
courier
is.
has been killed.
Ramses doesn't rosh.
No,
He just comes in
not.
to get the Aegis. Oh, he's coming now. He's on his way. There's the Exo for it. And there was also the fact that Dire had spent a couple of buybacks previously. Now, if they kill the Beastmaster or the Rubik, looks pretty good. The fact they can't return to the fight. Oh, are they? Ember Spirit TPing to little Sata. Roshan's dead.
Run away!
HellRaisers, yeah. Back to base.
All right, who got the eggs? Void. Nice. Okay.
Lots of time locks. HellRaisers, they're outside of their base, trying to group up on the high ground near the Ancients.
Now, am I correct that the Time Walk does not bash through BKB, right? The Time Walk version of the eggs?
It shouldn't do.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does.
Oh, the lift. They have sight after. Gets off the Manta. Ramses. That's a little bit scary going into that area of the map with very little vision. Well, I guess he's a level 25 Void with backtrack. Rely on RNG to save you. It still feels like HellRaisers have a way back into this. Like one team fight that goes awry from Darkside could be that pathway. Rubik? Oh, Ember Spirit's coming for you. Remnant's on top of him. Antares. Oh my God, another Time Walk back to full health. Rebel doesn't want to give up on it, but he's got another Remnant back to safety. Steals it up and gets away. Oh, you cheeky devil. So that's Ember BKB down. He has no Remnants left. That's pretty solid to just hold high ground again.
It's all these little things just keeping HellRaisers clinging to their base. And everyone gets the respawn. 3 more minutes of Aegis. Give them an opportunity.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? 2 minutes wasted by that Rubik play, basically.
Wait. I thought the Ninja Gear thing got patched. Am I crazy? Maybe it was the cloak that got patched?
What was wrong with it?
The Trickster cloak? I thought that you couldn't stay smoked anymore with Ninja Gear if you swapped it out, but obviously I'm wrong.
Oh.
It must have been the cloak that they changed, was it?
I'm not sure, honestly.
Because there was one item that people were abusing exactly like this, and it got patched, but obviously it wasn't Ninja Gear because it still works for Roger.
I'd say it did a Trickster cloak. Yeah, I feel like people still
Yeah,
have...
it must have been Trickster cloak.
So like Doom likes to swap out the Ninja Gear with another item.
Yeah, exactly. Like popping Lincolns or whatever.
Ramses. Just solo Chrono's the Beastmaster, but gets hexed up. Can they protect Miero with 4 staffs? They can. Slide him back up. The Time Walks. Look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. It's a wonder to watch these two heroes jumping back and forth past each other. And they're actually going to roar. Ramses looking like he's about to die. The Hand of God, is it good enough? The Hex is there again, and Medusa will take him down the first time. Miero being dived, then so's the Rubik, shredded by Rebel. They can kill the Void, but the Ember Spirit's still a problem. BKB's about to wear off, and Dark with Miero still holding the high ground. They can't continue pushing. Solo and Antares did buy back to make sure this defense was worthwhile, but now Ramses doesn't have the Aegis for the next team fight.
All right. Well, I mean, Ramses probably isn't going to buy a butterfly, you know. I don't think Rebel is either. And, you know, there's only really 1 slot left on Medusa right now if you take away those boots. So I think it could be rapier time, you know?
Yeah, it could be.
I think it's got a rapier time.
Feels like rapier o'clock to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be something. That might do it.
Like,
she's looking spicy.
I don't know. I still feel stupid for thinking it, but you know, in my head, I still see this game as like a coin flip. It still feels like, even with a 28k lead, Darkside could
With
lose.
Chronos like that.
Yeah. And yeah, you Chrono Beastmaster and don't have follow through, get hexed, and fight's over.
It is tough though. Like, there's really not an easy way to get Chronos right now. The positioning, the way that they're just like spreading around on HellRaisers because of all the multiple avenues of coverage that they have between their heroes, it makes a lot of sense why the Chronos are looking tough and why he's just like, I don't care. I'm just going to Chrono 1 core and see what happens. It kind of feels like that's how all of their approaches have been. First, they were like, I'm just going to toss out Medusa and we'll see what happens. And Roger just died. And I was like, I'm just gonna Chrono Beastmaster. We'll see what happens. And to be fair, Rebel had the right play, right? He jumped way in the back line, had the BKB going, killed both supports. That was pretty huge. Because now if he does that again, there's no buyback.
Yeah, so Antares and Solo are going to be very careful with their positioning now. I will take that outpost back.
Also, this fresh Aeon disc on Roger, very annoying to deal with. You might get surprise toss when that thing suddenly pops on you. The Hawk spots him, but he immediately destroys it.
The drums popped as well. And we've got Wraith Pact on the Chen, another great tool against this Medusa.
Currently no stealing on Terras as well. He feels like he needs either like Avalanche, maybe Toss. Toss is hard to make work though.
He needs Exo and then Remnants and then,
Oh yeah, good.
He's been doing a great job though. He's stolen Chrono once, he's stolen Remnants. I don't think he's had Exo yet, so that's next on his list.
You know what would be great would be Ravage. That would really help in these team fights. If I picked one skill. Ravage would be perfect.
Black Hole would be cool as well.
Black Hole, yeah, that would be good. Yeah. I don't know why he's not considering that. Alright, steal on the dragon there.
It's one of those arcade games where one of the shops just has items and spells you can buy. Yeah, 10,000 gold, buy Black Hole.
You could trade 2 spells for 1.
Oh, the blink.
Roger, there it is.
Roger. They see Dahak, gets his BKB off straight away, but Rebels in the back again, and the Chrono playing up a solo. Catching the 2 supports yet again. Remove them from the fight, but Dahak is pretty strong still. Damage onto Roger, now move towards the DK. DK Bogus. It looks like he's flopped the cheese. Gets back to full health, and Dahak focus down. Rebel and Ramses offering enough to take down the Medusa. Raid boss gone, but she does have buyback, while Rubik and Treant dead for a minute apiece.
Coming out. There is only 1 Chrono, so that could be something that saves them. Ramses with the tip.
Who do you tip there? Kiyotaka.
Kiyotaka, yeah. He is 7 levels below the enemy mid. Not having a great game.
Yeah, so he is. The root on Ramses. Irritating dive bomb from the birds. And a little frustrating playing into a Kothel, just illuminating your creep waves down, but it looks like they've got enough with the Chen army. Break back up the high ground onto the melee barracks. Still another 10 to 30 seconds for your Treant and Rubik.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So HellRaisers give up another barracks here. Now Dahak.
Nice and relaxed.
Where's Dahak's money go? He finished the Silver Edge, did he?
Yes. No, he did that a while ago, though. Oh, he just bought back. That's where his money went.
Ah,
Yeah,
right.
that's a good one. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
course.
now the Rapier's queued up.
Alrighty.
It is about time. Right, Roshan, insta-spawn. 3, 2, 1. 10 seconds.
Pretty close.
Pretty close to insta-spawn.
Hey, there's a Philly in there, Dahak, if you wanna grab that. Oh, they're gonna be too late. Maybe not. They are going instantly. Oh, baby.
Ooh.
Oh, baby.
The high ground vision, though. Radiant sees it coming. Medusa on the front lines, and an avalanche onto the 2 of them. Solo forced down the high ground, while Dahak stuck on the low. Trying to dive into the back. It looks like Ember Spirit takes down Rubik. And that's it. Fight over. HellRaisers bailing. Running for the hills back to their base, while Roshan stands waiting for the opponents to come, and Ramses time walks forward and catches the Treant on the retreat. So again, 2 supports down, no buybacks, 50 seconds of freedom again for Darkside. Get themselves this additional road with the Aghanims and Refresher Shard on it.
Alright, time for Snake to get eggs. Give me the Martyr of Chen. Oh, boring hero like Death Prophet, okay.
I completely forgotten about that change. I was like, oh yeah, it has the hard dispel and stuff, but no, it gives him another spell. Oh, the creeps have the spell.
Yeah. You sacrifice a unit using it, and then they get a Hand of God someone.
So, does it share a cooldown or anything? You just have like 5 creeps equals 5 Hands of God.
I've never actually used it.
On one hero? Huh? Well, we're not going to see it. Doesn't get the Aghanims, unfortunately. But they will take
No, I think they
down
just
that.
want to like win or something. I don't know.
Yeah. And close out this game. 54k net worth lead. It's time to put this to bed, I think. Ramses goes towards tier 4s, and Ember Spirit straight towards Fountain. He's diving him, jumping away, does get hexed up. And Dahak here, Chrono onto Solo, but the Roar, can they kill Ramses inside it? The disarm, Medusa can't throw any punches, so Ramses will try and walk forward, another Chrono's there, catching out Rubik and Beastmaster, and Rebel shredding through everybody in the back lines, diving Fountain and leaving Dahak alone. He's pretty tanky, outputting a lot of damage. Ember Spirit close to death, as is DK Focus, but Ramses will land a couple of bashes. Get on top of Dahak, Solo dead to the Dire. The Dire killed Solo? Am I crazy?
I think he's running through the towers.
But he's on the Dire.
Oh. I don't know why the Dire killed him. Yes, I do not know.
Well, Solo
the Dire killed him.
Yeah, I mean, Medusa, still there. Not for long. Darkside, they've got this one in the bag now. GG call. No buybacks available for anybody on HellRaisers. And a very well-played game from start to finish. We had some worries about their draft and about the potentially morale on the team, but it looks like Darkside here really wanting to secure that Division 1 spot for Tour 2.
Yeah, obviously, super important not to go down Division 2 because it just keeps you further and further away from actually qualifying to the lands. So, you know, try and get to the major. Maybe you can't get there this season, obviously, but the next season, you don't really have a chance in Division 2. So very important to do that. And yeah, this game right from the very beginning looked pretty terrible for HellRaisers. I thought the draft looked pretty solid for them, the general concept and idea, but it's all based off of Keeper Light having a good mid and getting those jungle stacks. And Darkside had the answer, executed it perfectly, and the game felt pretty unwinnable in like 10 minutes for HellRaisers.
Yeah, like the Kotal went to farm a medium camp a couple of times. It's like, well, yeah. Ember Spirit has, 15 denies a couple of minutes in. Pretty difficult time for them. And bottom lane didn't go particularly well as a Rubik Beastmaster either.
20-0 and 15 from Rebel. Damn. That's a game of Ember Spirit. That's our hero in this region. And also Death Prophet, 3-0-29. Sorry. I mean, DK Foga's ultimate offlaner here, just passing the kills over to everyone else, just getting the assists. Just what you want to see. And, well, Roger, he tried to tank all the deaths with 9 of them, but Ramses did manage to catch 1. So there you go.
I remember a few days ago there was talk about like a record-breaking KDA in DPC. I can't remember what it was, like 26-4 or something. But I guess Rebel getting close to that with a 20-0 KDA towards the end. But there we go. Game 1 for Darkside. 1 game away from securing not relegation, securing themselves a Division 1 spot next tour. Whereas HellRaisers, they need 2 wins in a row now to get directly to the major. So we'll have a quick break and come back with Game 2 here.